Mrs. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. I told you, Business AM is the show that gives you all the issues and matters and people trending within the Kenyan economy that also affect the way in which you do business. Affecting the way in which you do business means educating you on the way that you do business. Now, statistics. Kenya National Bureau of Statistics reveals that since 2012 to 2018, 400,000 businesses have been dying in Kenya annually. Wow, that's a big number. It's like you get in, get out. Get in, get out. Try, fail. Try, fail. We've seen a lot of people in the country, therefore, try to offer solutions on how to beat this number or not to be part of the statistic. All right, now banks are on a go slow. Everybody knows that. Now the Central Bank of Kenya Governor, Patrick Njoroge, comes in and threatens the banks. If you don't give these SMEs numbers, despite the risk, will invoke some banking act, all right, and take you to prison. The other day, we do know that there are other ventures that have been launched in the country about revolutionizing the way in which SMEs are going to get access to loans. But the question is, yes, you might get this loan, you might be touted to be a success in your area, but when you fail, how do you get back? Today, we're speaking to the 400,000 who their enterprises have been failing. And so today, we are joined by an author of that kind. So let me take this time to welcome Joyce Gikunju into the studio. The author, Bouncing Back and Thriving. Thank you very much for joining us on Metropole TV this morning.
Thank you, Charles.
Are you feeling okay?
Good.
You're feeling fine?
I'm feeling great.
Let's therefore go back and talk about the 400,000 businesses that are failing annually. It's like nobody addresses them. And every time they fail, that this economic jargon, all right, you didn't approach your startup fine. You didn't talk to your customer fine. This number wasn't well addressed. Let's therefore go to the baseline. What sort of motivated you to get into this writing, bouncing back and thriving?
I was motivated by the statistics around business failure, especially in Kenya. And knowing that Kenyans are an entrepreneurial lot, I asked myself, who is offering these solutions? High value problem, where's the high value solution? So I thought to myself, why don't I address this problem? Because it's not going to go away until we get solutions. So why not speak to those who are successful in business? Great place to start.
Yes.
Those who are in it and they are not failing, what are they doing right that you need to ape from them? Yeah, so that was my motivation.
Yes. Selling point for the book is getting back. And we do know that you have a baseline therefore. I mean, the statistics are there. Businesses are failing in the country. So let's go back and therefore ask you the one main thing. If you want to get back, how do you start and where do you start from?
Yeah, so that's why I divided this book into three parts. I divided it into the part called bouncing back. That's the place to start.
Yes.
Then when you bounce back, how do you rise and thrive without sliding back into failure? And the third part, the most difficult part, how do you stay on top of your game?
How do you stay on top of your game?
Yes.
All right, let's start from the bouncing back. Okay, let's speak to the 400,000. When you have spoken to these titans in the economy, how do you, because I know they've told you stories about, things, business went bad, but this is how maneuvered around it.
Yes.
When you generalize their feelings and speeches around this, what do you learn from that? How do you start bouncing back therefore?
So the three titans, for example, who are covered in the part one of the book, your faith helps you bounce back.
Your faith helps you bounce back.
But it is not just your faith, it's your faith in action. Yes, it's your faith in action. That is what helps you bounce back. The other thing that can help you bounce back, your networks. Your networks is equals to your net worth.
We have to say that again. just I have to say that again. Your networks.
Your networks is equals to your net worth.
Your net worth. I just want us to settle on that. Therefore, when you look at the statistics, therefore, do you find that that is a lacking area for entrepreneurs who want to get into business?
Mostly yes. And remember,
mostly
yes. That's where the problem is. In which network are you in?
Yes.
For example, I'm currently teaching a public speaking masterclass, and people come and tell me their problems because they know about the book. And I ask them, in which county network are you in?
Yes.
And then in which nationwide network are you in your area of expertise?
Yes. So once you try to get into business, therefore, the first thing that you have to look at is, do I have networks? And not just networks, then you have to divide these networks, isn't it?
Yes.
From around you and beyond you.
From around you and beyond you, because remember, you live in a certain county. You need to know who in that county is the who's who, especially in your industry. And then from there, now you go to the nationwide networks. Yes.
All right. I just want us to move away from that and go to the second part of your, separation.
So the second part of the separation is your daily frustrations, your daily problems. What are your, for example, what are your clients complaining about? Your frustration is usually the source of your solution, and the source of frustration is supposed to fuel you into finding solutions. Your daily challenges. When you keep complaining about something, therein lies a high value problem. You need to look for the high value solution. That is where the money is.
Yes.
So if you're in business and you want to bounce back, you have to come back in with the mentality of, what problem can I solve? Not how much money can I make? Don't come in to make money. Hot pursuit, you will fail again. How do you bounce back?
Yes.
Come in with a fresh mindset. And what is this fresh mindset? The fresh mindset is, look for a high value problem.
I see now.
Daily frustrations, daily challenges. And that is how one of the titans in the book is now on top of her game, because she had a frustration, and every morning she wakes up, it's still there. She had to solve it. When she solved it, she became a titan.
And she became a titan.
Yes.
Into
So
that.
no more hot pursuit. Don't run after money. You will not bounce back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I have to take notes myself. I know the first thing that we talked about, because I have things I'm complaining about as well. I'm not going to pretend.
Yes.
Okay, number one, your networks.
Your networks is equals to your net worth.
Are your net worth.
Yes.
Right. Number two, what are your frustrations?
Daily frustrations.
What are
in
your daily?
Place of work, in transit, at home.
Yes.
If you find yourself always complaining about something, be silent for a moment and turn it around. How can I offer a solution? When you're solving that problem, you'll be solving it for so many other people.
I see now.
And
because
then
if
instead
you're
of
constantly complaining about
it means there's
you're
a
not
problem.
the only one complaining about it, isn't it?
You're not
And
the
what
only
sort
one.
of eyes do you need to have to therefore realize that this is not just my problem? That's the next question that somebody is going to ask you.
Yes.
But this might be my problem. This might be my personal problem.
And this is now where your reference group becomes important.
I see
Who are
now.
you hanging around? Are you hanging around people who are smarter than you?
Yes.
Are you hanging about with people who you admire?
Yes.
Just look at the way they think and how they talk. First of all, they have very positive energy. And that is why I loved and I enjoyed this, writing this book, because the titans covered in this book, they all had such positive energy.
Yes.
All 9 of them. They all had such positive energy. And when I told them I'm interviewing them about bouncing back and thriving, they were all ready and willing to help.
Because it's
Look
like
at that positive energy.
It's almost like, yes, somebody has to know this, isn't it? Because the challenge that I went through, but out of this, therefore, I morphed into this person that I'm going to be spoken to about. It's the positive energy.
Positive energy.
And the people that you are around, isn't it?
Yes, very important, so important, because that is where you get peer-to-peer reviews. What are these people telling you? Are they helping you solve your problems, or are they just joining you in complaining? Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So now your daily frustration, therefore now grows into the people that you surround yourself with.
Yes.
Also, if you sort of push it to them, and they go like, yes, this is also, that's something, isn't it?
Yeah, because you're the average of the 5 people you hang around. So if you find yourself complaining, chances are you're hanging around the wrong crowd.
Yes.
Why are you complaining? Why aren't you being the one seeking solutions, high value?
Yes.
That is where the money is.
So the light bulb in the complaint, is it shared, isn't it? And you're only going to know that from the people that you surround yourself with, which is closely so much related. It's like a trickle down from your networks. Because the people that you surround yourself with are therefore your networks, isn't it?
Exactly.
All right, let's cross over to the last part of this separation. What is it?
So that's where the stakes are even higher.
Yes.
You think that people who are on top of their game think they are on top of their game. They are so humble, they say, no, I don't know that I'm on top. Why? Because first of all and foremost, they've discovered that there's a level of humility that you need to have in order to stay on top of your game. Why? Because nobody can say, I have learned everything there is to learn. You will be surprised, for example, in one of the chapters,
Yes.
a Titan who is at the top of her game is saying, Joyce, I don't know that I'm on top. And yeah, she says that. And then the most amazing thing she tells me is, I'm the oldest person in this company. Everyone else who works here is wait for it, a millennial.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
We have to settle on it. So are you telling me, Joyce, that if I spoke right now to Dangote,
Yes.
all right, it would say, I don't know. Would it be lost? I mean, it would be walking in gold. Are you saying that if I spoke to Steve Jobs right now, God rest his soul in peace, would he tell me, I don't know? And how does this humility therefore cross into getting back? Well, what does running away from humility, all right, deny you when you want to bounce back, when you want to bounce back in business?
It denies you an opportunity to learn, to be open to learning, and another new word called reverse mentoring. That possibly
Reverse
there's somebody,
mentoring.
yes.
Okay, wait for it. Wait for it. That's a big term.
Yes.
Probably somebody somewhere is making notes. I am making notes as well.
Yeah.
Reverse mentoring. What is that about?
So reverse mentoring is these millennials that people are complaining about. Yeah, already you can see.
Yes.
Problem, someone else is seeing a solution.
I see now.
So when people are complaining about millennials, who in Kenya are called Kababa generation,
Yes.
there's someone else who is mining the gold of the Kababa generation.
I see now.
Yes.
Because if you're complaining about them, what are you complaining about them? That's a business idea. Let's solve, isn't it?
Yeah.
I see now. Reverse mentoring.
Mentoring. So Kababa generation, there are some things they know that you don't know.
I see now.
So when you hire them, they put your business on the map.
Yes.
But not just any Kababa. It's the savvy millennials.
Uh-huh.
The savvy millennials are the ones who have been mentored. So instead of you complaining about them, there's somebody who thought, let me hold their hand. Let me teach them. Then as you teach them, they're also learning faster than you because obviously they don't have hang-ups from a previous generation. So you hold their hand. There are those they held their hand, they taught them, put them in your company, and then they start making money for you. Why? Because they don't have hang-ups.
Yes.
They're the millennial age, they're in the digital age, they make money.
Yes.
And yeah, so what happens is that the people who are on top of their game are hiring millennials.
Yes.
Yes.
So now, I want you to talk to me, therefore, about people say, look, other people say that you want to start a business. Is it okay for you to close yourself first? And sort of don't listen to other people's stories because the business stories are going to be different. And your book relies on lessons and diversions from what we can talk about the titans who've, yes, made their name in this game, but had to bounce back. How true is that for somebody who wants to venture into business?
I think the most important thing is there's something about noise. Yes, you've mentioned there. I think it depends. There's what can I call it? There's a noise you have to block yourself from.
Yes.
And that's negative noise. In the case again of the Titans covered in part 1, the reason why she rose to the top of her game is because she had to block some kind of noise. She had to block the noise of male chauvinism. She had to block the noise of sexism. She had to block the noise of what you think about her. And you see, this is another big one.
Yes.
She also had to block the noise of when people fail, everyone is talking about you. Oh, he's a failure. Oh, he lost 10 million. Oh, this and that. That's the kind of noise you need to block. But then when you block that noise, then you get into the useful networks. That's where all the good energy is. That's where all the lessons are. So it's about where you choose to get your information from. And that's another big thing about this book. Information is power. Where do you get your information from?
Where do you get your information from?
So for example, like you said, again, Kenya National Bureau of Statistics has the statistics on business failure. Let me tell you about another place where if you're bouncing back, you need to get to for information. And I mean the kind of information that you will need to bounce back and rise and stay on top of your game. The Kenya National Chamber of Commerce. There's nothing they don't
National
know.
Chamber of Commerce, there's nothing they don't know.
So you go and speak to such people and tell them, this is my idea. I tried it before, it failed. How can I get it right this time?
Yes.
they will give you everything that you need. Call me when you start rising to the top.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Here's the thing, therefore, then I want to ask you before we close this conversation and then talk about how we can get access to this book.
Yeah.
All right. So now, yes, we talk about all these stories, but how do we tell the Kenyan story? You know, people say, yes, we generalize. You know, I mean, that's one in 1 million. That's one in the 400,000 who've tried that they've not made it.
Yeah.
Therefore, how does your book address the Kenyan challenge? All right. Yes, let's learn these lessons. But is there a way we can downsize these lessons and talk to the Kenyan?
Talk to the Kenyan. Okay, let me tell you something. Yeah, yes, there is. The big answer is yes. And the thing about Kenyans is that, first of all, they don't realize that they are walking on gold. What you need to do to talk to the Kenyan, when you go to learn, what are you picking up to read? What are you picking up to read? Are you reading a book with foreign concepts because it's a business book written by, I don't know, this big name, that big name? Excuse me, they were not writing that book for you. I'm sorry to tell you that. If you're a Kenyan, look for the Kenyan story via Kenyan local context.
Yes.
Then you will find that you will stop getting lost again.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing about, you know, solving problems. Look for local context.
Look for local context.
Yes.
Last thing that I want us to do, I just want us to draw the book close to me. I'm going to open a page.
Yes.
I'm not so sure when I'm going to land, isn't it? I'm going to read it, all right? So God help me so that I open the right page. Good. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to open. I'm still looking. Yes. Okay. Here we go. But we're talking about Tria, all right? That after 2 years, Tria had some capital that Trisha could put into his dream of setting up a chain of retail stores. So he founded Society Stores Supermarkets, which he formed at a time when supermarkets giants were falling into the market. Wait for it. He believes that if you want to up your chances of succeeding in business, all right, you must know how narrow you're willing to go. Wait for it. Identify a vacuum, a pocket of space, without worrying how big or small it is. Okay? The key to identify a habitable space that nobody is occupying and go for it. Just going to stop there.
Yeah.
That's something that people, it's lesson after lesson, isn't it?
Yes.
So lastly, when you were speaking to Tria, how did he tell you the best way to identify a vacuum that nobody knows exists and then go for it?
Again, information. Where are you getting information from?
Information.
Yes. Where are you getting information from? In the case of Tria, and his story is like really amazing. Everyone needs to read that story.
Yes.
First of all, he started with nothing. You know the way some people say, oh, I can't start a business because I don't have money. He started with what was in his hand. What was in his hand? He had a laptop. He had an idea.
Yes.
And from there, he started making money. And then, when you open to read the newspaper, what are you looking for? You read about supermarket giants, for example, falling in the big city.
Yes.
And you ask yourself, okay, they're in the big city. Who is taking care of the small cities?
Yes.
So you start researching. And you know, they say that when you're looking for something, it's also looking for you.
It's also looking for you.
Yes.
And that's the best way to get this vacuum that nobody's there. And then after that, go take that space, isn't it?
Yes, and that's the blue ocean strategy.
All right.
Yes.
Last question. How do we get hands on these books that people can read it?
Right. So if you live in Kenya, you can go to Yaya Center Bookstore.
Yes.
The book is stocked there. If you live in Kenya, you can also you can order the book online and then it's delivered to your office. Same day, by the way. Same day. It can be if you live in Kenya, it can be delivered the same day. In Nairobi.
Yes.
Nuria online store. That's how you can get this book. If you live anywhere around the world and you want a paperback, Nuria still deliver.
All the way to
They
your
deliver
doorstep
all the
as
way
well.
to your doorstep. It doesn't matter which part of the globe you live in. And then if you want an ebook, you can buy that on Amazon.
You can buy that on Amazon.
Yes.
All right. The book is called Bouncing Back and Thriving. Move away from the 400,000 in the country annually who the businesses start and fail. Business I am, ends this morning. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. I'll meet you tomorrow as we look into other issues affecting the weight of the money in your pocket. Good night, good morning. Did I just say good? Lala.